quiet, something you're rarely ever going to see. Let me show you. Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
So we have got a hike in store for us today.
Yeah.
Cave Canyon Creek Trail, I think it is, in the Gardner Canyon here in Arizona. So a couple things we'll start off with. This is not an easy hike to get to. It's right off of Arizona Route 83 near the boondocking spot we're staying at over at Empire Ranch. However, it's about 9 miles down a gravel, dirt, washboarded road. And honestly, if you don't have high clearance and possibly in some spots four-wheel drive, I probably wouldn't even try to get back here to this trailhead. There were 2 river crossings. I'll show you, insert a video of one of them here as we were driving through. They're not real deep, they're just pretty steep. You know, in and out of them. So, but we saw somebody had drug a travel trailer back here, and it was a large travel trailer. I don't know, I'm probably guessing 35 feet. I don't know how they got it back here, because there's no way we could probably get our travel trailer through that creek crossing that I showed you here in the video. But this trail is a doozy. Shout out to
Lisa and Alan, they did it the other day.
Yeah, Lisa and Alan told us about it, and it says 7 miles, but most of the reviews say it's closer to 8, and there is 2,200 feet of elevation, so it's a good start. We're 15 steps into the trail, and there's a water crossing, and I was trying to get some B-roll with the water, the babbling brook here, and fell into the creek with my foot at least. So I guess we'll see if these boots are waterproof like they say they are.
So walking along this trail, we've been walking along a little brook of water. So you've got the water sound, you've got the birds chirping. It's a great spring day here. Update on our snacks today. We have some pretzels, but not your ordinary pretzels. We have the all-time favorite Dots pretzels, and I even have a Lenny and Larry's protein cookie that we're gonna have later. So, as you know, I am all about the snacks.
I was about to jump on here, tell you I wish we had smell-o-vision for the beauty of the pine and wilderness smell. We come up over that hill and nothing but strong skunk smell. So we are on the look for a skunk.
Look out.
That would be an added adventure to get sprayed by a skunk while we're out here. So, Cave Canyon Trail, straight ahead. Florida Saddle 1.9, Mount Wrightson 5.1. I believe we're taking Cave Canyon Trail up to Florida Saddle, I think. So we've got about 2 miles left, which makes sense because I think we're about a little over 1.5 miles in. So at some point the climb gets really hard, but it's been uphill the whole way so far. But it is beautiful out here. Really enjoying hiking in some shade and not out in the desert. The desert's beautiful, the wildflowers are beautiful if it's that time of year. But I much prefer this type of hiking environment.
We've been out in the desert area for the last 5 months, and a lot of the trails that we do are not shaded. So this is the first trail in a long time where we actually have shaded parts. So we're glad about that. So one recommendation I have for you if you do this trail is to wear long pants. My friend Lisa that hiked it the other day, she had shorts on and she recommended long pants because there is some overgrown grasses and weeds, things like that. So it's one of Michelle's tips.
Sorry for all the huffing and puffing. This trail, as soon as you hit the 2 mile mark, is basically just straight up. There's some switchbacks, but it's quite a bit of elevation gain in a short distance so far. I think I've seen my heart rate as high as 174, but it's averaging right around 135 or so. Here's Michelle. What do you think, Michelle?
This climbing is brutal. Brutal.
It's beautiful out here today. Wind's blowing, makes it a little bit cooler. Most of it's in the shade, but you know, some of it's in the sun. And I think back at the camper, it's supposed to get up to the mid 80s today. So we came out here early today to do the hike. I think we got to the trailhead about 8 o'clock, 8:15, somewhere like that. That way we can get back and make sure the cats are doing okay. And if we need to run the air conditioner today, we can. But yeah, it's a good hike. It's beautiful. Let me show you the scenery. I don't know, but we may be hiking all the way up there. We'll keep you posted. Okay, folks. In YouTube video time, that was probably only a couple seconds, but in reality, it's probably an hour later, and we're still climbing. This is like the never-ending climb. It's pretty serious. We're just at 7,800 feet now, so we should be almost getting to the top. I'm thinking less, maybe a quarter mile, I hope. But you can see the snow's right there now when it used to be way off in the distance. Michelle, what are you thinking?
I'm out of breath.
A lady, a few words. We'll get back to you as soon as we get to the top, promise. There it is, folks.
Yeah.
We are at the top, or at least our top.
We did it.
We're at the Florida Saddle. Cave Creek Trail is where we just came from. The Cave Creek Road. It's 2 miles. I don't know where that's at. It's beautiful up here. Had some fires up here. I don't know if it was intentional or not. You can see all the charred trees. All right, I'm gonna set you down. We're gonna take some time to rest, get some snacks, and then we'll make our descent. Oh, I'm glad we're done with the climb. That was brutal. We're just finishing up our snacks and thought we'd kind of wrap up the up part of the trail. Michelle, what'd you think?
It was hard. Man, it is uphill.
Yeah,
That's no joke.
Once you hit that 2 mile mark, it's constant. It's straight uphill, basically, with switchbacks the rest of the way. Almost 1,600 feet, I think, from that point. I'll check and see. I'll put it in the original section of the video at what elevation we were. We're currently at 7,900 now.
But it's beautiful up here.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
So I'm probably going to put the GoPro in my backpack for the trip down and just use my phone if I see anything exciting, and we'll wrap up the trip once we get back down to the trailhead. Obviously, hopefully it'll, fingers crossed, it'll go a little bit faster than it did climbing, but yeah, this is one of the harder trails, especially for a period of about 1.9 miles. The last half of it was really high elevation gain.
Yeah, a lot of stop and go.
And
walk a little bit, stop and rest, walk a little bit.
All Trails says 6 miles round trip. We're at 3.88 already, so clearly it's going to be close to 8 miles by the time we're done, and we didn't get off trail. You know us, we don't get lost anymore. Number 6. 6 in a row without getting lost. We're on a winning streak. See you at the bottom of the trail. We're back.
We made it!
8 miles, 2,200 feet of elevation gain. We're at 5,700 here at the car. So, and we were at 7,900 at the top. So yeah, it's legitimately 2,200 feet.
Yeah.
Didn't see another human being, just saw a deer. Saw a couple of lizards, some birds.
That's about it.
That's about it. No fish in the creek. So 2 thumbs up for this trail.
For sure.
The drive in is not 2 thumbs up, but it's worth it to just take your time if you've got high clearance and maybe 4x4 to get back here. So Cave Creek Trail. Morning, everyone. Michelle's just back there finishing up our pack up procedure, and we are getting ready to head out of Empire Ranch here, where we've been for just under 2 weeks, and heading on to our next destination, and it's something a little unique for us. So we'll have to show you what that is here. We don't actually have that long of a drive, maybe about 35-40 minutes, and then we'll show you where we're stopping for the night because it's something that you don't see often. We'll be right back. So we made a quick little pit stop here in Sonida, I can't pronounce it ever. So local meat sold here. Vera Earl Premium Beef. It is delicious. I actually stopped by here last week and picked up some chuck eye steaks, and they were so good that I had to stop by again and pick some more up before we headed out of town. So they're grass-fed, grass-raised, grass-finished, and delicious. So just put those in the freezer, and we're heading on. We'll show you when we get there. We made it. Something you're rarely ever going to see. Let me show you. That's right, we're in a campground. So let me give you a little history on how we ended up here. We were looking for a place to dump when we left Empire Ranch today, and I noticed on iOverlander that there was a campground. It was really the only place to dump along our way, and it said it was $5 to dump. But then there was a note saying in the iOverlander review that it was also only $13.81 for full hookups. So I thought, well, that's a no-brainer then. We can stay, get hooked up, do all our dishes. There's laundry facility here, which we've been needing to do anyway, and it's super cheap. It's like $1.75 to wash and $1.50 to dry. So, but let me show you. I gotta admit to everybody out there, I'm a bit of a rookie when it comes out to being a pedestal princess, is what I call the people that are fully hooked up a lot. Let me show you. Here you'll see we got electric, water. I haven't hooked up water yet. We've got our sewer, but as you can see, my sewer cap is just under there because the sewer is clearly up here. So I had already detached the truck before I measured to see if the sewer would reach. So clearly we can't be dumping right now. So what we're going to do tomorrow is when we hook up to leave, because we're only staying one night, when we hook up to leave, we'll just back the camper up, dump the tanks then, and then head out. So yep, rookie mistake for campground living. But yeah, we're here one night and then we're moving on to our next location. So I'm going to run into town. We got some groceries to pick up, and Michelle is going to start on our loads and loads of laundry. See you soon.
So this morning Kyle's doing the walk of shame, I guess, or the camper of shame drive, because he didn't park close enough to the dump hookup last night, since we don't typically stay at campgrounds. So we've hooked up the RV. We're leaving today, and so before we leave, we're going to dump.
So as Michelle shared with you, we are just fixing my parking mistake from yesterday, and we are now emptying the tank, the gray tank, officially. So we had a great time here. We were only here one night, but so it turns out I was walking across the street to go check on Michelle. She was doing some laundry, and two people in a Jeep Grand Cherokee were waving to us and hollered my name, and turns out some of our subscribers were here. So shout out to Mark and Shayna. I had a great time sitting down and talking with you. I spent probably 2 hours over there yesterday just talking RV related stuff. It turns out that our stories were so similar as far as the timing for downsizing and hitting the road. They're originally from San Diego area, so it was really fun talking to Mark and Shayna. And they, I think, may have discovered us originally from one of the Facebook groups that Mark runs, and have been following us now for a while. They had literally just watched the Biosphere video, so that's a pretty small world, and great talking to them. So we are headed out today. We don't have that much of a drive. It's only about 55 minutes to an hour, I think. And once we get all dumped, we're hitting the road, and we'll show you our new spot here shortly. See you soon. Good morning. So when we last left you, we were on a travel day, and I'm fast forwarding one day, and we're going to give you an update on how that went. So we had initially planned on going to a place called Whitewater Draw, which was probably about 45 minutes east of Tombstone, Arizona. And when we got there, it was really just not what we expected. It was a wildlife management area, but it was pretty desolate. There were some camping spots in parking lots, but there were no campers. So it just seemed like, you know, it wouldn't have been very fun. There wasn't a lot of stuff to do in the area. And so we decided to head off into our new location that we found, even though we knew it was going to be challenging. And fast forward, we got to our new spot. It's called Forest Road 687 in the Coronado National Forest, and it is beautiful. Let me show you what our window view looks like. I don't know if you can hear it, but I think we're the only ones pretty much out here. There's a reason for that, I think. So we're maybe about 3 miles outside of Tombstone, but then you have to take a 10.5 mile dirt road that's pretty washboarded all the way out here to this BLM land. And you know, it took us a while. We were only going like 10-15 miles an hour because it was so washboardy. But we made it on the way out, and it's great out here. It's beautiful, it's peaceful. There is a hiking trail about 2 miles down the road, so we're gonna head over to that and do that this weekend. Rick and Teresa are coming out on Monday. Today is Thursday, and we're excited to spend next 2 weeks here near the Dragoon Mountains.